Hello. Today I'm going to talk about strategic planning for a virtual team. So I am the manager, one of the managers for LearningNow. I've been assigned with creating an overview for a strategy that would work for our virtual teams. A little background about our company. LearningNow is committed to being a leader in global distribution of learning technology for organizations. To meet this goal, our team is expanding into new international markets in 2023. Part of that is incorporating the use of virtual environments for the growth of international meetings due to the expansion. So over a few slides, I will be presenting a framework for how LearningNow will proceed with managing these virtual teams. One of the most fundamental things that I want to talk about is the goal settings. For my team, who is composed of myself and 4 other team members, I would like to divide the goal setting into 2 meetings. For our first meeting, I want us to introduce ourselves, and our goal for that first meeting is by the end of the first meeting to at least know one name. Hopefully it's mine, if not, that's okay, but just know another name in your team, right? In our team. I really want to emphasize creating community goals that align with the company's mission statement. During that first meeting, we will also clarify tasks, the processes, answer any questions. I will start talking a little more about what I mean by creating community goals, and also the goals that we're talking about are going to follow the SMART guidelines. For our second meeting, again, introductions. Our second meeting is going to happen a week after our first meeting. And again, introductions, just getting to know everyone is just week 2. And during week 2, I will emphasize more team builders to make sure that we are building trust, communication. I will also answer any questions about the duties, assignments. Lastly, add any new guidelines to our community commitment, right? Some examples of our goals, the goals that I want for my team is create and understand the organizational goals and our teams by week 2. What do I mean by this? I mean that by week 2, we should know what the goal of our organization is and what the goal that we want to follow will be. And this is week 2. Be familiar with Zoom and Microsoft Teams to begin the project by the end of week 1. I'll talk more about the softwares that our team is going to be utilizing, but one of our goals is by week 1, right? Already be familiar with it, play around with it. So by the end of week 1, by week 2, during our second meeting, everyone should be familiar with the process. Our desired outcomes. It's important to clarify that I completely understand that my team's goals are defined by the project, right? We need to get this done. We need to perform marketing, sales, strategies for all of that. Nevertheless, I want to make sure that my employees feel the opportunity to create their own common goals. What do I mean by that is, for example, during our first week, I'm going to bring a white sheet of paper and just say, what rules do you all want to follow? We'll go ahead and create that all together. One of the things a team member might say, hey, when I'm talking in Zoom, I would like for everyone else to be muted, right? This is going to start creating and establishing norms. It's very important that individuals feel like they're part of the team, especially when creating their own guidelines. Another example is during that first meeting, when you say, hey, mute yourself when I'm talking. The other one is when I send a document, please make sure we're collaborating and there's feedback. This way, everyone's motivated and committed to their own goals and the goals of the organization. I've already started talking about team norms, but basically, by creating our own community guidelines, we're allowing explicit forms to be created, right? During the first and second meeting, by allowing team members to share their ideas on how to define the attendance, assignments, participations, the meeting times, the agendas, the promptness, when are we meeting, right? Are we all gonna be there on time? The conversational courtesies, like muting yourself when other people are talking, and how are we going to inform these? These are something that teams can work together to build them. This way, individuals are empowered and they can share new ideas, and it will reduce groupthink. Conflict. The first thing that I would like to establish is to reduce interpersonal conflict, which tends to happen in teams. For virtual teams, I want to make sure that my team utilizes Slack, and I'll talk more about what Slack does to increase the communication between each individual. It allows for issues to be identified faster. By creating this virtual interaction, individuals will feel less isolated from their team members, right? They get to talk, they get to like things, they get to share ideas. It'll reduce groupthink since each individual can contribute their own thoughts and ideas. Lastly, it'll build trust and transparency. Well, what if that fails and there is conflict, right? Conflict allows for different ideas to be shared. Situations when negative conflict occurs, my goal as a leader and manager is to address the conflict early and directly. This means not letting any small disagreements fester, right? Like if so-and-so said this, and made me feel this way negatively, let's talk about it. Let's bring forth both parties and make sure we can work on that. The other thing is when talking to the individuals involved in conflict, I will make sure that I'm participating in active listening and make sure that I, as a leader, empower my employees to do so as well, active listening, and avoid creating a win-or-lose environment. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to lose. It's not like, hey, I like this idea. Hey, I don't like this idea. I lost because, the manager likes you more. No, like, let's talk about it. What happened? How did we get here? And how can we go on our way, right? How can we resolve this issue? Not, hey, yes, he's right and you're wrong. You got it wrong. No, that's not the right environment. So I'm going to talk more about teams. Teams will allow for teams to collaborate in real time. So it's really easy to use and allows for a faster and simpler way to share files. As an international company, we're going to be sharing a lot of files, meetings, agendas, important classified information, government information. So it's important to have or trust the sharing software that we use, and Teams utilizes advanced built security features. That's why I love Teams. You can share any file, it's protected, and people can work on it at the same time, and it's updated in real time. Zoom. Zoom is the most popular software used for meetings, breakout sessions, some one-on-one virtual meetings. I want to stick with Zoom since it's the preferred method for a lot of individuals, and my team will not have to learn a new way to virtually meet. Some individuals might not be familiar with Teams, so that's something they have to learn. With Zoom, it's something they already know, so I want to make sure we go easy and they understand what Zoom is, which most people do. Slack. So I think Slack is going to be one of those softwares where it will take a little bit to get used to. It's been used, so I'm hoping some of our team members have used it in the past, but I really want to use Slack because it provides individuals a platform to interact virtually. And there's an example there of how other companies have done it. Utilizing the software for communication can reduce interpersonal conflict, like mentioned before. And it's just a great way for people to share ideas, celebrate each other. Thank you so much and have a great day.